Hello, grade 8. How are you? I hope you are safe and well. Today our lesson about what are we made of? What are the things that our bodies are made of? So let's go to the book, okay? Page 128. What are we made of? Please grab your highlighter and follow me. Inside Asim. Asim has mass of 50 kilogram. His body contains enough hydrogen to fill his classroom, enough oxygen to fill a room in his house, enough nitrogen to fill his school bag 85 times, and enough carbon to make a huge number of pencils. All these elements inside his body, which is hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon. Asim's body also contains 0.5 kilogram of phosphorus and small amounts of many other elements. The elements in Asim's body are not just mixed up. They are joined together in hundreds of different compounds. We said elements or mixtures are atoms of different elements mixed with each other only, without joining together. But compounds are elements that join together. Their atoms are joined together to form a new substance. So in his body he has different elements joined in compounds. He has individual elements, and also he has compounds inside him, and sometimes he has mixture of compounds. So Asim's blood is a mixture of compounds, including water. Inside us, mainly or most of our body mass is water, and water is a compound because it contains hydrogen and oxygen, which is HO2. HO2 is a compound, not an element. Asim's nails are mainly keratin. Keratin is it's a substance that made of compounds. What are these compounds? Keratin is a compound. It's made of atoms of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. So look at your nails. This substance, which is keratin, this is the keratin. It's made of mainly of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. 4 elements. Okay, when they are joining together, they will form compound called keratin. There are also atoms of sulfur, which makes keratin hard and rigid, which is tough. Okay, also that means also in our nails we have sulfur. So the nails made of what? Keratin. Keratin is a compound of atoms of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen, and also amounts of atoms of sulfur, which is to make it hard and rigid. All Asim's body tissues and organs, including his skin, bones, brain, and heart, our compounds are made mainly of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. So see here, hydrogen, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen also they can be found in our body tissues compounds. So in our tissues we have compounds made of these 4 elements. Okay, so what about our body chemicals? Where do they come from? In our bodies we have chemicals, okay, like substances, like we have HCl. Okay, this is a chemical. So we have even carbon dioxide. We have not oxygen, because oxygen is element. So we have also carbon dioxide. So where do they come from? Everyone needs the element oxygen. Why do we need element oxygen? Because oxygen is very important to keep cells alive. The air you breathe contains 21% oxygen mixed with other gases. Earlier or before, we studied about air, breathing, and air compound. We said it formed or it contains elements, compounds, and mixture of compounds. We have one of these elements, oxygen, but 21% of oxygen. The other are mixture of compounds or other gases. Your lungs separate oxygen from these gases. Everyone needs water too. It comes from our food and drink. So we have oxygen from the air. We have water that comes from our food and drink. As well as water and oxygen, you need proteins, fat, and carbohydrates. We studied about this earlier, and we said protein is very important for growth and repair, fat for energy, and carbohydrates also for energy. These are all compounds. They are in your food. Okay, we said also about fat. We can take fat from the milk, from the dairy product, from nuts, from egg. We can take it from meat, mainly from meat. We can take carbohydrates from the potato, bread, banana, and proteins we can find it in meat, milk, and egg. So all these compounds are very important to our body, and we can take them from our diet. Now let's go to the other page. Other important chemicals. We have other chemicals that important to our body to keep us healthy. So to keep healthy, your body needs small amounts of vitamins. Also, we studied vitamins, and we said we can take vitamins from fruits, we can take it from vegetables. So all these vitamins are very important to our bodies to keep us healthy, like vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D. Okay? Vitamins are compounds made up mainly of the elements carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So also here vitamins made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. We said keratin made of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. But vitamins here made of only 3 elements: carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. You also need small amounts of other elements such as iron and calcium. Do you remember iron and calcium? From where can we get them? We said also we can get calcium and iron from our vegetables and our fruits. We can take calcium from milk. We can take iron from the green vegetables. So our bodies need these elements. We call these elements minerals. They are not vitamins. These are minerals. Because these minerals also we can take them from the rocks, like the rock ores, okay, the metal ores. But here it's impossible for us to take like iron nails or calcium powder and eat it. No, we have to take it from the healthy diet, from our food. But it's not use swallowing it. It's no use swallowing iron nails or lumps of calcium metal. You need compounds that contain these elements called minerals. So these are the minerals. We need them in compounds. We can't find these compounds in our food and vegetables. Sometimes the doctors can describe minerals tablet for us. We can find them in compounds. We can take one tablet full of compounds, including vitamins and minerals. Okay, what about mineral deficiency? We studied about mineral deficiencies before, or vitamins deficiencies. We studied about vitamin C deficiency, iron deficiency, vitamin D deficiency, vitamin A deficiency. So what is this deficiency? Deficiency is the lack of minerals for the mineral deficiency, which is lack of some minerals. If we don't have enough minerals in our bodies, this can lead to diseases, to get diseases. These diseases can be cured by these minerals, these essential minerals. So, if you don't take in enough of any mineral, you may suffer symptoms of mineral deficiency. This table in front of you is important. You have to memorize it because we studied about deficiency of vitamins. Now we have to see the minerals deficiency. So what is mineral deficiency of iron? So what are these symptoms that we can have if we don't have enough iron in our body? So if we don't have enough iron in our body, we will suffer from tiredness. We will feel tired most of the time, lack of energy, and shortness of breath. What about calcium? This about iron, it can cause even anemia. We studied anemia before, and we said we can have this anemia because of lack of iron. So this anemia symptoms can be tiredness, lack of energy, and shortness of breath. What about the calcium? Weak bones and frequent fractures. We can take calcium from the milk or dairy product. This calcium is very important for the bone development. If we didn't take enough calcium to our bodies, this can make our bones very weak, and we can break our bones all the time. It's like easy to break the bones. What about the zinc? Reduced growth in children, problems with senses and memory. So zinc is important for growth for the children, and to improve the senses and to improve the memory also. What about the iodine? Iodine, swelling of thyroid gland in the neck. In our neck we have two glands they called thyroid gland, okay? Thyroid gland. This thyroid gland is very important for the growth and other functions. You will study them next year, and these needs iodine too much. If we don't take enough iodine, this can cause swelling. They will be bigger in size. Tiredness and brain damage. This can also affect the brain, and it can make you tired most of the time. Let's see iodine deficiency now. Iodine deficiency. In the 1980s, about 25% of people in Tanzania had iodine deficiency disorders. It's sickness because of the iodine. They have symptoms in most people. 25% of these people in Tanzania because of iodine deficiency. The government told salt makers to add iodine to all salt sold in Tanzania. So when they have people that make salt, they take like the water, the seawater evaporated and distillated, and they can take out the salt from it. So the government asks them to add iodine with the salt. So the government wanted to know if its policy had worked. In 2004, scientists investigated two questions. So they said add some iodine, and they wanted to see if this can work or not. So in 2004, other scientists came to investigate what percentage of households use salt with added iodine. So in this question, they wanted to know which percentage, or what the percentage for the households. Households are the people of the house, like inside the house. So for the people, they can use salt with added iodine. How much they should use to improve the iodine percentage in their bodies. And did fewer people suffer from iodine deficiency in 2004 than in the 90s, 80s? So they wanted to know also if this added iodine affected people, sick people, or deficiency people and improved their health or not. Look at the picture on your right. This is the swelling of thyroid gland. Their neck will be swelling. They will have like swelling in their neck. So the scientists gathered evidence. They tested salt samples from 156,000 households. Iodine had been added to more than 80% of the salt samples. So they tested more than or samples from a lot of people, very large or very big number of people, which is 156,000 of people, that they gave them this added iodine. So the scientists tested 166,000 of children for iodine deficiency symptoms. The percentage of children with iodine deficiency had decreased from 20% in the 1980s to 7% in 2004. So before they said they found a lot of people with about 25% of people that have deficiency, iodine deficiency symptoms. After years after they gave them this salt in 2004, they found the percentage decreased from 25% to 7% in children. The scientists studied their evidence and made conclusions in most areas. The greater the number of people eating iodized salt, the smaller the number of people with iodine deficiency. This is an inverse correlation. Inverse correlation, that means like opposite relationship between two things. So when they studied all this evidence and they came out with a conclusion, they said, if we gave most or more people ate iodized salt, this can decrease the symptoms. This can decrease the symptoms. That means more iodized salt, less iodine deficiency. This is called inverse correlation. The scientists want the government to make sure that iodine is added to all salt in future. They now want to investigate iodine deficiency in pregnant women. So after this, they asked the government to add more salt or more iodine and give it to all add it to all the salt in future you can say to destroy this disease or to come over this disease. And also they want to investigate and they want to study the iodine deficiency in pregnant women and how can they treat it. Now let's go to the summary of the lesson. What are you made of? Blood is mixture of compounds. We said we have many compounds in our blood. Also nails, because nails mainly from keratin, and keratin is compound of hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur. Body tissues compound are mainly carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen too, without sulfur. So keratin made of these four elements with sulfur, but body tissues compounds are mainly these four elements. Vitamins are compounds made up mainly of the elements carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen only. Minerals such as iron and calcium. Mineral deficiency is lack of some minerals. So also we studied about iodine deficiency, and we said there is inverse correlation between the iodine mass in the salt and the deficiency disease. More iodine in the salt can decrease the iodine deficiency in people. So this is called inverse correlation. So I hope you understood the lesson. If you have any question, write it down, and don't forget your homeworks, this yellow box, and also these notes are important. Here, our bodies are made up of compounds containing mainly the elements carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Our diet should include proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Stay safe and see you soon. Bye bye.